Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. We're going to shoot another basket mix. Now, it's getting kind of crowded in here, so I can't give you a real good location to film for our intro, but we're going to film one called Bats in the Belfry. Now, that's probably my most enjoyable name I came up with for a basket mix, and I don't know where it's hanging out here in the greenhouse. It's in here somewhere. I know we built a couple of them. They might be back in the back corner, but we're going to go ahead and build another one so that you can see how the Bats in the Belfry mix goes together in one of our 12-inch round hanging flower baskets. Anyway, let's go build it. So I thought I should show you the namesake plant for this. So if you look at this right there, that is a start of Cuphia. So Cuphia is otherwise known as bat face flower, and if you can see it, there is one bat ear, there's the other, and then it has a little bit of a bat face. See if it'll focus a little bit more on there. Now this is a new plant for me growing in one of my hanging basket mixes, and it's a little bit frustrating. It's been hard to keep this one alive. So these guys, I've lost so many of these this year. But it is a wonderful, fun plant just simply because the blossom is very different and unique. So here is my my planting sheet on this. It's going to have Solar Tower Black Ipomea, Cuphia, Surfina Giant Blue, Surfina Giant Blue, and a dark purple Endurascape. So let me show you the tags so you can see what those look like, and then we'll go ahead and plant this mix up. All right. So there is our Endurascape dark purple. That's going to be our Verbena. That one's actually going to be on one of the sides. Opposite of that will be the Solar Tower Black. It's Ipomea, otherwise known as sweet potato vine. Then we have Surfina Giant Blue, and I've talked about how I really enjoy those Surfina. I feel that they are an excellent Petunia. And then we've got another Surfina Giant Blue, so there'll be two of those driving that basket. And then our last one is our Cuphia, and this is Cuphia Firecracker. So with this, says it loves heat and container gardens. It is very, very hard to grow in a small greenhouse if you cannot absolutely control the moisture. And that is what we struggled with this year is having such a small grow house. The humidity was too high, the pots were staying too wet, and the Cuphia was just dying right and left. So this is one of the baskets, Bats in the Belfry. It's going to be a fairly limited basket just simply because this is a hard plant to maintain. So let's go ahead and do this build and you'll get to see how it all goes together. So again, the recipe and the list of all the materials I am using in this video are in the description of the video. So click on that. I've got links to a lot of the stuff. I've got all the names so you can see that there. If you are an ag teacher or horticulture teacher, or just someone that really enjoys plants, please subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be doing a whole list of different recipes, and you're going to be able to see the recipe from the point of when it is planted all the way along the stages as it continues to grow, and I do more maintenance to it right up until it's ready for its sale date. So make sure you subscribe for that so you can follow along. And I'm going to try to release one video a day until I'm through all of my recipes so that you can see what we're doing with our planting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and plant up this mix so you can see how we put together Bats in the Belfry. So we're going to start off with our star of this basket, which is our Cuphia. Now this has been a difficult one to grow, and as you can see, when I flip that over for the root ball, it's not growing super well, but we know that once we get some heat on it and we get it in that other grow house that it's going to start to perform. Okay, next thing is Surfina Giant Blue, so we're going to put that on the outside. So those are going to go opposites of our Cuphia, which is going to stay in the middle. Now I'm probably going to have to monitor this to make sure that it doesn't get crowded out by some of these more aggressive plants. And I will have these marked, and they're going to be one of the ones I'll check on. Okay, so next we're going to add another Surfina Giant Blue. And again, as always, you want to make sure your baskets are balanced, so you're going to put your petunias opposite of one another. So they're similar growth habits. They'll stay on opposite sides of the basket. What would be, well, don't forget to pinch your sweet potato vine, but what would be What would a gothic or a bat-themed basket be if we didn't have a really dark leaf plant like this? So this is our Solar Tower Black. It is our sweet potato vine, otherwise known as Ipomea. And we're going to put this on the opposite side over here. Tuck that in, make sure that it's seated. Okay, so there we go. We've got 4 plants in, we've got 1 to go. And our last one is going to be Endurascape Purple. This is our darker color. So the tones with this are all dark on all the plants. And then we're going to have those bright red bat faces sticking out once it starts to grow and blossom like that blossom I showed you earlier. So it's not a bad idea when you're in here to go ahead and give a little quick pinch to our Verbena so that we make sure that it branches really well. Our petunias have already had that, although we could probably pinch right here on that one. And then we pinched our sweet potato vine. Okay, so next, go ahead and fill that soil in, as always, in all the open spots, making sure we move that plant material back, and then we put a little bit of a light bit of soil, filling in the little cracks and the voids. And there we go. Just about finished on this one. Okay, one of the other things is when I'm building these baskets, you're going to see that I am frequently wearing nitrile gloves. Now, with some of these plants, people may or may not know whether or not they're sensitive to them, and sometimes it's a surprise. With these, we have a couple of different families here. The Ipomea is in the Morning Glory family. The Petunias are in the Tomato or Nightshade family, and the Verbena is in the Mint family. The Cuphia, I don't remember. I'll have to look on that. But if you have sensitivities to any of those plants, wearing gloves is not a bad idea. The other reason I wear gloves is handling a lot of the potting media, constantly being in contact with the tannins in the peat moss and bark dust can really kind of dry out your hands. So kind of for sake of my hands, I wear the gloves, and it allows me to do hundreds of these baskets without damage to my hands. And you know, I've done hundreds of these, and we will continue to do hundreds. So let's get a little bit of water. We'll give this a little bit of a drink, and then we'll set it off to the side and put the hanger on it. And then we will be ready for this to go into the grow house sometime tomorrow. Let's get that hanger on. Get the wires all separated out. The wires always go from the outside in. There we go, outside, around and back. Outside, around and back. Outside, around and back. And lastly, the last one. Outside, around, and back. And a little bit of water to get this thing settled again. I can see that it is wilting just a little bit, and that's probably because we've taken it out of that all these plants have come out of the very warm greenhouse where their stomatic cells are open, and they are just venting water back into the environment. So we want to get them back in there where the humidity is a little bit higher, and they can stop wilting on us there. So tags back in the basket, and there you go. There's a plant up of bats in the Belfry, one of our mixes that features Cuphia, otherwise known as bat-faced flower. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Ag Teacher Thoughts out.